Hello, 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 everyone. We're starting on time today. All right, let me get the YouTube stream going. Okay, I think we're good. Uh, yeah. Hello, everybody. Uh, I was supposed to be eating food right now, but I had to start on time because we started late so many times that I had to start on time today. So let me get these questions up for y'all. How's everybody doing? We good? We good? I had a lot to do today. I don't know if you can tell, the video quality is a little bit better. Now you can see the grays. So all you people who thought I was like 25 or something, you can see that there's grays in here. Time is a coming. So yeah, let me just get your questions up. Make sure you're asking questions. You guys can always still ask questions in the chat. So make sure that you just put question in front of it, and then say whatever your question is. And then when I'm done with all the questions that people have already stated, then I'll go in and answer your questions. It's a good day though. It's a good day. Let's see, community. Oh, I probably should open Twitch too, see what you guys are saying. What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, wrong one. And then I should be able to do something like this and like this, so I can see both at the same time. All right. Folks, don't forget, make sure you're on both YouTube and Twitch, and make sure you're leaving those comments 7 minutes apart on Twitch, so you can qualify for your for our contest. What's up, Ubo? Igloo, Burger Pops, Scarecrow 213, Matthew Ward, Gindo 1, Drunken Citizen, Timball. What's up? Don't forget to dual stream. All right. All right, let's get this going. So, we do have some questions, but not a lot of questions. So, this is going to be a very heavy, if you're watching, ask questions type of stream, because we don't have a lot of questions that were asked before. So, make sure you're asking your questions. Put question in front of it just so I can track it. But let's get to our first one. Let's see. What was the first one? What are your thoughts on Pyro, Zeus Mark II, and upcoming features What are your thoughts on the Polaris upgun and SU change to 576? And what is the thing you are most excited for that could come out within a year? That's a lot of questions. I'm going to answer one, and then I'm going to go to the rest of the questions, and then I'll come back to the rest of your questions. My thoughts on Pyro. So I've said this before. I'm kind of tired of hearing about Pyro. Not because Pyro's going to be bad or anything, but I just think Pyro has been, like, we've been talking about it for so long. I'm ready to just have it. Like, it's like if you are going to Disneyland or something. Like, if you talk about going to Disneyland every single day up until you go to Disneyland, it kind of like, I don't know. It doesn't, like, once you finally get to Disneyland, it's great, right? But, like, it kind of limits your excitement to go to Disneyland. So that's kind of how I feel, is like we've just talked about it so much at this point that I'm like, you know what? I'm not particularly interested in talking about it anymore. Now, when it arrives, I will play it. I will be there. You know, I will be in the mix. But I won't be in the mix that much, to be completely honest with you, because Pyro really only excites me for the unique types of gameplay it can offer. So if those things come to Stanton, I won't really need to go to Pyro. The only reason I will really go to Pyro is to see, like, the solar flares, like things that are super unique to there. Yeah, and maybe if I'm chasing someone, but I also I want to go through a wormhole. So that's part of it, you know. And the Zeus Mark II. The Zeus Mark II is interesting. I think I did review. I think I already reviewed the Zeus. If I didn't, I'll have to. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't review it because I didn't do RSI yet. So, actually, I am doing RSI. I'm doing RSI. I actually have a video that should come out right after this stream on the Apollo. So you guys can go and watch that. Welcome everybody, FEMA42, Ace and Brink. Make sure you guys are dual streaming on Twitch and YouTube, so you get credit for watching both, so you can be entered in our contest. So the Zeus Mark II is in an interesting place. I don't want to ruin my review because it is coming very soon, but like, it's in an interesting place because the Freelancer Max can carry an Ursa medevac and the Zeus cannot. But at the same time, I think the Zeus is massively better looking than anything Freelancer related. I also think that it's got this kind of unique feel to it, this unique, like, it's kind of an everybody ship, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of ships feel like they're dedicated to one type of person, like one type of person that likes one type of gameplay. But these are like the first ships in a while that feel like maybe they're maybe these ships are like the ships that everybody really can't, like the everybody ship. Like, you don't need to be particularly interested in this type of gameplay or that type of gameplay, but yeah, you're just interested in Star Citizen. Grab either one, the ES or the CL. The CL, I think, has this very cool, unique arm thing, and I'm kind of excited for that, just to see it work. But outside of that, I'm really just I'm more of a big ship kind of guy. I don't own the Zeus, so it's not as big of a deal for me, I guess. But I can see in the future, you know. All right, what else we got? The Solid Exodus asks, what are your thoughts on the new MFDs, and do you have any tips for those who won't be using them until we get 3.2, 4.2 in live? I actually have not played. I'm waiting for it to come to live, so I don't really have a lot of huge thoughts on the MFDs, because all I've did is I've seen the video. My biggest thing is they're a long time coming. I'm glad that they're coming with gameplay, because they're not just MFDs. They're changing the way that the game works now. Like, you really have to the component gameplay is changing. So components used to matter, and then they made them not matter, and then they made them matter again, and then they made them not matter again. And I think we were in the not mattering phase, and now they're about to matter again. Because if you pay attention to anybody, if you watch anybody else who's playing right now, they'll tell you that they're putting certain parts in their ships, and that they're not working because they have too much of that part, or they have to like pull power away from something else and add it to something else because they don't have enough of those little blips that are in the MFDs. So basically, let's say that engineering is like points, right? Like you have 10 total points if you have a C grade power plant. You have 15 points if you have a B grade, and you have 25 points if you have an A grade or something like that, right? You only have 10 points of energy to spend in your ship. So you have to pick, where am I going to put that? Am I going to put that in my shields, my weapons, wherever, right? Now, if you kit your ship out correctly, everything will be either maxed out, or it will perform at a regular way. Maybe it won't be maxed out, because maxed out might be overclocked, right? So right, and the same thing goes, and that's just power plants. When you get to cooling, there's another thing. Like, you can't cool everything unless you have a certain power plant, and unless you have a certain amount of points for your coolant, and so on and so forth. And I think that's just the way it's going to work, and I love that, because it forces you to actually kit out your ship, which used to be kind of meaningless, because it just meant I'm just going to go get the grade A everything, and then I'll just hop in my ship. No. Now, even if you do go get the grade A everything, you have to pick and choose which grade A that you're going to get. And so I'm super excited for that. As far as like people who are waiting, you can't really do anything except wait. I do think they're going to wipe. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they're going to wipe, because this is kind of one of those massive change things. Because I think they're switching the code base, if I'm understanding correctly. And the code base, from what I understand, is going to be the 4.0 code base. So that means I think they have to wipe everything. But I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. Yeah. What else we got? What are your thoughts on the Polaris upgun and the SCU change to 576? I talked about this last stream. Also, if you guys are just joining on YouTube, I know there's a lot of folks on YouTube. Make sure you double stream on Twitch and leave your comments 7 minutes apart on Twitch, so that you qualify for the Twitch prize, because the Twitch prize is better than the YouTube prize. The Polaris itself, I'm always excited for, because I own a Polaris, so I'm always going to be excited for anything Polaris related, especially when it gets something better. The upgun, I kind of saw it coming. I don't know if I talked about it in my Polaris review. Oh wait, I didn't do a Polaris review. I did a Polaris versus Perseus video, and I think I might have talked about it in that, because we knew that the Polaris was getting capital components, so I might have talked about it in that video. But yeah, the Polaris is, I think, going to be one of the best ships in Star Citizen when it's all said and done, just because it's kind of that perfect mixture of it's big, but it's not so big that you feel like you can't use it without a whole bunch of people, and it's got enough guns to where like pretty much anybody should be scared of it, but it's also got other utility. Right now, like you're saying, it's got the 576 SCU. That's huge, because I think that's up from like 200 something, or 200 or 300 something. So like that turns it into a qualified like cargo ship. Like now I don't have to go and park my Polaris and pull out my my Caterpillar. I can pop all that stuff in the back of the Polaris and we can go, and then we don't need any security, because come attack us if you want, right? Yeah, and then on top of that, being able to fit an F8C in the hangar. Yeah, come attack us if you want. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to the Polaris. It's a long coming ship. Anytime we get one of those ships that's been, on the tracker for dozens of years at this point, I'm happy that, people are finally getting their ships. People who pledged for it 7-8 years ago. Let's see. What am I most excited for that could come out within the year? The Vulcan. Give me my Vulcan. That's my number one wanted daily driver, because that's the thing. I feel like everybody has their daily driver except for us science guys, the people who are interested in science, the people who are interested in repair, the people who are interested in medical got theirs recently, but they don't quite have all of theirs, because like medical gameplay is so like limited right now. But like we need our repair ship. Even if the drones are not active, I'm okay with the drones not being active. I just need my ship. I just don't understand why I don't have it. I don't understand. I get the drones not working, but the drones don't work on the salvage ship either. So what? Like, give me my ship. But more excited specifically for I would say the Polaris is one of those things. I'm excited for new ships. I'm not. I mean, I don't know if I'm excited for anything specific, but I'm hoping. I like large ships, so I'm hoping for something large or above. Large, subcap, cap. Those are my sizes. If it's lower than that, it would have to really be amazing to replace anything, because I've thought so hard about my fleet at this point that it's really hard to replace anything. But the Ironclad did it. The Ironclad came in and took the Liberator spot, like, yank. But the Liberator might make a comeback, because the more and more I think about it, the more I'm like, I might need both. I might need both, because I don't know if I want to transport. Like, I think the Liberators, I still have to do a review on the Liberator, but I think the Liberator, I bought the Ironclad, I bought the Ironclad Assault. So I think the Ironclad Assault is going to be more so for if you want to move vehicles. Same thing with the Ironclad. You can fit a few small ships in it, but I think it's more so for moving vehicles and moving cargo. Whereas the Liberator is obviously for moving ships. And I think I would like to dedicate my Ironclad Assault to vehicles. Like, I don't particularly want to put ships in it unless they're like snubs or small ships. And I think that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't take my Liberator out for a snub or for a small ship. I would take that out for medium plus. Like, it would have to be medium ships and above, right? But it can't carry anything bigger than a medium, and unless we can fit a large on that top deck, which we don't know yet. So it would really just be for medium ships, and whatever else I could fit on that deck. So I'm not particularly interested in buying both. I would like to just buy one, but if I did buy the Liberator, it would come later, because right now I can't convince myself that I need it. So yeah, there's that. All right, what else we got? We're 17 minutes in. What's up, everybody? Whoa, we got a raid? Whoa. Nice. I don't know. I never had a raid before. I didn't know. That was cool. Welcome, folks, from the raid. You're part of my first raid. This is like, we gotta celebrate. I don't have like anything to like crack open. Here, I got a cup here. Here, let's do this. Cheers. That's all I got. But yeah, folks. I was just telling everybody, make sure you're streaming. We are doing a giveaway, so I mean, if you're here, you qualify. We're giving away an Atlas to our Twitch streamers, and we're giving away a skin to our YouTube streamers. If you double stream, obviously you can qualify for both. Make sure you leave a comment that's 7 minutes apart, so I know that you watched the stream for at least 7 minutes. And then, of course, you can go and do whatever you want to do. But that at least qualifies you for the prize, and you have to do that at least 7 times during the month. So yeah, and then from now on, or from afterwards, after the first giveaway for this, we'll probably make those secret prizes, so you won't really know what you're getting, but it'll always be something good. We don't like I've never won a giveaway, but if I won a giveaway and it was just like a $2 gift card, I would be upset. So like, it's never going to be that. Yeah, I'll even promise this: the value of what you win, at least for like the best prize, will be no less than $20 every single time. So you don't gotta worry about that. And for my folks who are just joining, like I said, you can always double stream if you feel like it. Let's go answer some more questions. We got more. And also, if you have questions for me, make sure you put question in front of it and then ask the question so I can pull it out of the chat. He said a raid is a raid. Yes, a raid is a raid. I've never been part of a raid. I want to be like I'm so happy to get one, but I want to actually be part of one. I guess I don't spend enough time on Twitch. I gotta get on Twitch and then like do that. I want to help other people out too. All right, this says, can you start a series with a chunk of money? Talking about different price ranges and go through what ships would be best suited for solo play and group play. Oh, I get what you're saying. So like, best ship for group play under 200, best ship for solo play under 200. Yeah, that sounds great. That actually sounds great. Um, if I forget, somebody shoot me that on Discord. If you're not on the Discord, it's Billionaire Ninjas. Go join the Discord. There should be a link on my page on my YouTube page. So you go join the Discord. Another thing is, when you are talking about video ideas, it's better to message me those directly, because I have a ton of ideas, but I'm always looking for like what the community actually wants to see, because duh, you guys are the ones who I make the videos for, so whatever you want to see. So if you have ideas, feel free to shoot them to me on Discord, and maybe I'll like create a little section for like video ideas, and then you could just all put them in there, and then I'll just scroll through and see which one fits what I'm doing for the month. So but I'll give you two of them right now because you asked the question. I don't like to like leave you hanging, so let's see. This is gonna be off the cuff, so I'll have to make a video that's gonna be like my official answer, so this will be like my unofficial answer. So let's see. Best solo ship under $100. Let's see. I'm probably gonna give that best. We're talking best. Under $100. We're gonna assume that you're saying without CCUs, because I would say the Cutlass Black if we're talking without CCUs, or we're talking with CCUs. But without CCUs, I'll probably go Avenger Titan right now. Avenger Titan, I think right now is the best ship under $100 because of its versatility and its ability to make you some money. Yeah, you can make some decent money. And then going to the 200 range is going to be the Vulture, and that's because you could earn so many other things so quickly with the Vulture that it doesn't really make sense to start with anything else. I can't remember how much the Vulture is. I think it's $175. So that's the $200, like under $200 range. That's for solos. For group play, ooh. Oh man, I'm trying to think of ships with two people under $100. Ships where you can take two people with you. I'm drawing a complete blank. I might need to cheat a little bit and look up ships, because I'm forgetting the prices of them. That's my biggest problem right now. So let me look. Under $100. Under 100. Let's see. It's got to have. It would have to have two crew. Let's see. I know you got like the 85X. Ooh, I like the C8R. I would go. Yeah, everything is probably higher than that. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll go with the C8R. I guess because it's very hard to get a ship under $100 that's good for multi-crew. Like the 85X is good for like point A to point B, but not much else. They can control that turret though, the second person. Whereas like the C8R has a med bed in it, so like you're already gonna make some money just from that. You can do bunkers and then go back, heal, go back in the bunker. So yeah, I'm gonna go C8R. And then under 200, it's probably gonna be it's 200 and under actually. How much is the Connie Taurus right now? I think the Connie Taurus is 200. So it's the Connie Taurus. Easy. That's easy. All right. That's all you get until I make the videos. Yeah. Next question. So, what are your thoughts on master modes? I answered this question in a previous stream, so I won't talk about it too much. You said previous flight model could have been slowed down and be more accurate to 6 degrees of movement. Whereas the current model is closer to a plane in space. For me, I think I want 6 degrees of freedom. That's my biggest thing. I don't want it to be planes in space. I do want it to be cinematic though. So it's difficult to do that and keep it cinematic. So I think they have to straddle the line a little bit, but at the end of the day, the 6 degrees of freedom should overpower the cinematic experience, because the gameplay feel is more important than the cinematics. But the cinematics are still important. So I still want it to be a great experience visually, but I think they have to center the gameplay. And if they center the gameplay, that means listening to the community. And the community is giving great ideas all the time about what should be done about master modes. So I hope that that's what they're doing. But I'm also not one of those people who hates master modes, because if I didn't like it right now, I would just assume this isn't the finished product. So why I wouldn't get upset about it right now, because I know this isn't the finished product. Now, once we get to like 4.0, if master modes isn't looking a little better, then I would start to understand, you know, like let me see. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. All right, yeah, we got a lot of people coming into the stream. This is really cool. So welcome everybody. I was telling everybody earlier, make sure you double stream so you qualify for our little prize that we're giving away, our Star Citizen prize. But yeah, I'm not a hater of master modes. I am a waiter of master modes. Ooh, I like that. I just came up with that. A waiter. I'm not a hater. I'm a waiter. I like it. I like it. I like it. We're going with that. All right, that's all the questions that I had on that everybody asked before. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start asking or answering the questions that are in the chat. So if you have questions, make sure you put question in front of it first, and then put the question, so then I can pull it out easier. Let's start over here on Twitch, because I normally start with YouTube, so I'll start on Twitch this time. All right. Let's see. Love the Polaris. Raid. Yes, we got a raid. That was awesome. Welcome, raiders. It's going to take every ounce of self-control not to get an ironclad. You know me. I'm going to say, do it. Do it. Come to the dark side. I don't think anybody who gets an ironclad is going to be upset. I just don't think it's going to happen. Let's see. Ubo, we can raid before we sign off. Always. I appreciate that. Thank you. Are you an SC streamer, or what do you usually do? Oh, they're asking Ray. Let's see. Oh, so no questions in the Twitch chat. So, okay, we're going back to YouTube. What you got, YouTube? All right, let's see. I am going to CitizenCon, so if you have questions about CitizenCon and maybe you have questions I should ask developers or things like that, you should send me the. So I'll put up the next stream questions. So make sure you ask them on there, or send them to me in the Discord. But yeah, like those are things that I want to keep long term. So yeah. But I am going to have like a whole thing where I ask everybody, hey, what questions do you want me to ask devs? And then I write them down and then try to see if I can catch them while I'm at CitizenCon and be like, hey, got questions. I might not get all the answers because, there's going to be other people there that do YouTube and they're going to have questions too. So we'll see. All right. All right. Thanks for all the videos on different vehicles in the game. I have used them and I am very happy. Your videos have been indispensable. Oh, thanks, Gendo. Yes, these videos, man. Woo. Woo. Timball, greetings from Orlando. Hey, I like that name. Yes, these videos are rough, and I've been trying to do 2 every single day, and it's been difficult, but I have to catch up. I only got how many days till CitizenCon? I got 11 days, and I think I got 22 vehicles that are left before. But once I've done it, I will have reviewed every single ship in CitizenCon, and I think doing so in 11 months, actually, it'll be 10 months, actually. I will have reviewed every single ship in CitizenCon within 10 months. Well, see, I'm already messing it up. Every single ship in Star Citizen. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's gonna be like my claim to fame, so to speak. Like when people are like, "What do you do on YouTube?" Well, I reviewed every ship in 10 months, and I did it before CitizenCon. I think that's gonna be like my little thing going forward. I also I got something that I'm gonna give away to the people who watch my CitizenCon streams. So make sure you come back for CitizenCon because I got something that I've definitely never given away. And yeah, it's also going to be, I guess you could call it a soft launch. A soft launch of something. So yeah, check that out. I'm not seeing a whole lot of questions. Let's see. Do you think the Idris will come out this year? No, I think it'll come out when Squadron 42 comes out. They've already announced that though. I think Squadron 42's beta is going to be mid next year. So I'm going to say, I would say it should come out in June, which means it'll come out in August. So I'll say August of next year is when I would expect the Idris. You don't have Twitch? Oh, yeah. Drunken Citizen, thank you for signing up for Twitch. Thank you. I appreciate the double stream. Let's see. D14 Lone Star, welcome. You said that like 20 minutes ago, I'm certain. So we just chilling in your Phoenix. Absolutely. I mean, what better place to chill? The bar is right there. The bar is right there. There's gonna be a bar at at CitizenCon too. That's gonna be fun. Well, the bar experience. I'm not an alcoholic, but that's exactly what an alcoholic would say. So I will. So should I say? I'm not. I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave it alone. When at Bar Citizen in Austin last year, they said once Pyro is in and the kinks are worked out, that adding Nyx in should happen fairly quickly. What is fairly quickly to Star Citizen, though? Because fairly quickly, to me, would be like 6 months. But fairly quickly in Star Citizen is like 4 years. So, oh, okay, I'll give them 2 years. They fixed a lot of the issues from before, so I'll give them 2 years. But I hope so. I hope it's fast. I hope I'm wrong, you know. Is the new Argo vehicle tease for a ground vehicle? I think it's going to be, I think they're going to be construction vehicles. I think it's going to be something around base building, but I'm not 100% certain. I don't really do the whole leak thing. So I'm just going to wait till CitizenCon and see what they say. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, can I post the Twitch link? Oh, sorry about that. I probably should do that every stream. I'm new to this. I'm new to the streaming part. I'm not new to YouTube. Not anymore. I can't say I'm new anymore. There's the Twitch link I posted it on YouTube. So if you're just joining, double streaming is the name of the game, you know, because we are trying to get, all right, what is it called? I think it's affiliate. I think they have two levels. They have affiliate, and then they have partner. We won't be partners for a while, but we'll keep trying. But affiliates, we can do that. We can do that. Make sure you leave your comments 7 minutes in between on Twitch so that you qualify. And if you do it 7 times throughout the entire month, you qualify to win your prize. So it's always good to do the double stream thing anyway. Let's see. Ooh. With the Polaris getting their point defense turrets, when do you think the Phoenix and 890s will get theirs? I think it'll happen fairly soon. I think we're looking at 6 to 9 months for that, because it's not like a priority, but it also could be immediate, because I don't know what the tech is behind it. But if the tech is simple and is just like make it shoot this way, make it shoot that way, then they'll get it immediately. They'll get it at the same time as the Polaris. But if it's more complicated than that, then I think we'll have to wait for it. But I'm excited for that, though. I am excited for the PDS thing, because as far as I know, they can only shoot down missiles and things and torpedoes. But that would be great if they like took little pot shots at ships that flew by as well, because one part of the name of the game is going to be taking down shields. So if you can have this PDS thing like just pop off a few shots, maybe it's not going to destroy the ship, but if it can keep those shields down, then yeah, that would be super helpful. You guys are talking about links. I forgot to drop the link. I just dropped it, and Drunken already switched over to Twitch. So let's see what else we got. Question: what do you think will be the best way to balance engineering for the smaller single-person ships, or even things like the Scorpius F7, F8, or the Vanguard Warden? Well, the Warden's a two-person ship. The Scorpius is two-person as well. So F7, F8, I don't think you're really going to have a whole lot of engineering gameplay. I think it's going to be like it either I think what they should do is, I think military parts specifically should be more reliable. And if they're more reliable, then it means they can take a little bit of damage, and then you can like fly off and you can repair them, right? Like they'll operate at a lower capacity, but you should still be able to fly off, fix them, and come back. So I think that's the biggest thing. Like, so if you're in a single seat fighter, and you're going to want to put in military parts, because military parts can take a licking and keep on ticking, so to speak. And I think that's going to be your engineering gameplay for the single seats where there's no interior to the ship. Now, if there is an interior to the ship, you're going to need a second person, or you're going to need to like fly away quickly, fly away, to some safer area of space, go fix your ship, then get back in the seat, and then come back to the battle, which like, you can already imagine what's going to happen if you have to do that. So, but I think that's the way I would kind of do it. Walker Barbin, welcome. Nope. Let's see. It is without the space. Oh. Let's see. Yes, I did turn off links because we were getting like some people, I think, that were doing some weird stuff. So if you go on the Discord, the Billionaire Ninjas Discord, you can share links. And of course, if you like go to my most recent video, you can just drop a link under that, and then people can go and grab the links from there. We need a medium salvage ship between the Vulture and Reclaimer. Yes, we do. I'm hoping that they announce one at CitizenCon. If they don't, I'm going to be like, ugh. Because it's so obvious. Salvage is one of the gameplay loops that people like to play the most. So I just don't know why they wouldn't just, but I know it takes a while for them to finish ships. And right now they're onboarding a lot of people. So the Zeus marks the end of a lot of the onboarding. So I'm hoping that because that onboarding process is finished, now they can start working on some other stuff. Hey, you don't have to apologize for missing a stream. It is what it is. You're on this one. That's what's great. If you have questions, make sure that you put question in front of it, because I'm reading through and it takes me longer to pull the question out if you don't have the word question in front of it. Let's see. The Liberator is a solo player's RV. Atomic Wrath, welcome. Question. Just watched a video about the Corsair being nerfed. Keep or melt? I would keep it. The Corsair, I understand why people are upset, and I've even talked about it a little bit in my last stream. People should be upset because they kind of sold the Corsair based on this kind of firepower, and then they changed it. But they also do state, to be fair to CIG, that all these things are subject to change. That doesn't mean that they should just be changing ships willy-nilly like that. But it does, however, open them up to be able to do so. And my problem with CIG is that they made this ship too good in the first place. Because we already know that a ship shouldn't exist like that has 6 weapons or 5 weapons, you know, or any that 6 weapons really that shoot straight forward and pretty much destroy anything in front of it. That's an exploration ship. That doesn't make sense. They mixed a gunship with an exploration ship, and then they were like, oh wait, that's supposed to be an exploration ship, not a gunship. And so then they're, you know, pulling back, but it's like, we already knew it was supposed to be an exploration ship, so why didn't you just not do that in the first place? And that's CIG's fault for not limiting those front-facing guns in the first place, because I think the way it is now, though, after the nerf, is the way it was supposed to be. And they're finally being like, oh, well, yeah, we didn't do that right. So this is their mea culpa. But I think what you have to do is, you know, you have to do a sale or something. Like, you have to make up for the fact that you did that to the people who, you know, wanted that ship. So, like, what are its competitors? The 400i, the Connies, right? And so do a sale on those in case people want to switch. Do you think the orange teaser ship is an Argo ship, also ground or spaceship? I think Argo is going to be doing some construction ships, if I had to guess. Let's see what else we got. People like the Reliant series? Okay. I thought it was a buggy mess, but maybe it's changed. I haven't used it in a while. I hopped back in it for my reviews, but that was it. I didn't fly it very much because I had issues as soon as I got into, I think it was the core. No, it wasn't the core. It was the Sin. Which a lot of people ask me. I'm super interested in science gameplay. Why don't I own one of those? Because I don't want the super tiny version of science gameplay. I want the big stuff. So I need a medium to large science ship. Yeah, C8R has a passenger seat for the doctor. Let's see what other questions we got. When will we get nurses in the Cutlass Red? AI NPCs. I don't think we're going to get AI NPCs until 4.0, and I don't think we're going to get 4.0 until, I think, pretty deep into 2025. I don't think we'll actually, like, we might get it, but it'll be like, you know, like a mess in the beginning. But I don't think it'll actually be stable until like a 4.1 or 4.2 or whatever type of patch. So, and I don't think that we're going to get AI NPCs until a dot patch on 4.0. So like it would be probably like 4.3. And I think that would come around the time we get we get Squadron 42. So I'm thinking like August of next year. But here's the problem with that. We don't even have like the remote, like any remote thing that's even close to that in game right now. And generally, if we don't even have the beginnings of stuff like that, it makes me think it's going to take even longer. But I don't know what they have hidden behind the scenes, so we'll see what they show at CitizenCon. Ninjas Unite? I like that. Is that going to be our new call sign? Ninjas Unite? If you're just joining, again, make sure you double stream. We got at least 16 more minutes of streaming. Make sure you double stream and make sure you leave comments 7 minutes in between on Twitch so you qualify for our prize. Let's see. Rarely comment on your stuff, but I love your content, man. Genuinely use them when considering ship purchases. That's what we do it for, man. That's what we do it for. So thank you, Mr. Gas. Yes, that's exactly what we do it for. When I was building my fleet, I have like 21, 22 ships now, something crazy like that. Spent over 11K in the game. When I was building my fleets up, I had to watch like hundreds of videos per ship, like just to figure out, oh, what does this have? Does it have that? Does it not? Is it good at this? Is it not? Is it? And so I was like, when I started this YouTube channel, it was gonna be like this, like, well, if there's one place, if I could go and watch one video and get the majority of the information I need on one ship, that was my goal for this review every ship by CitizenCon thing. Like, I may not be exactly perfect on the information, but you're gonna get like 90 to 95% of the information you need to make your decision. And I think that's the goal here, right? You know, even when these reviews are outdated in 2 years or whatever, you'll still be able to use them for 80% of the information because they're not going to change that drastically, right? So I think that was kind of my goal, is to have, you know, to let people have, you know, a specific channel they can go to and just be like, I'm just going to watch this one video and it's going to tell me the majority of it. And then I can go somewhere else if I need, you know, this little piece of information or this little piece. But it takes the experience from having to watch 50 videos to maybe 3 or 4. And that was the goal. Let's see. Should I melt my only ship, the Reclaimer, because I'm primarily a solo player? No. You'll get your NPCs eventually. Buy ships in game, man. Go take your Reclaimer out. Go salvage some ships, and then, you know, go and buy some smaller ships if you want some other ships, man. Keep your Reclaimer if that's the ship you like, you know. But it more so, it matters why you have a Reclaimer in the first place, right? Did you buy a Reclaimer because you love that ship, or did you just buy it because everybody was like, it's a good moneymaker? Because that's not really a good reason to buy a ship unless that's all you care about is making money, right? But like, if you spent $400 on the game, if you want to ask me like specifically what I would spend $400 on now if I came into the game, I would get one moneymaker, one ship that I liked, that I purely just liked the look of it, and then I would have a starter ship, and that would be it. And I would do that all under $400. So I would probably spend $400 total, and I'd probably get, to be completely honest with you, I'd probably get an Avenger Titan, a Vulture, and probably an F7A. I think that's a little bit, that's close to 400. I might be a little bit over 400 with that. But yeah, those are the 3 ships I would get if I was just coming into the game. I'd be like 1, 2, 3. That's it. One to make money, one to just drive around and shoot stuff because that is part of the game, and then one to like build from and use as a daily driver. Let's see. What do you do on a science ship? Now, I was going to troll you and just say science, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do and just flip out, man. No. On a science ship, you are going to... there's 2 versions of science from what I've read, because I'm super into science, so I'm not going to go down a deep hole here because we still got some questions. But essentially, there's going to be like data science, and then there's going to be like biosciences, right? So actually you could say there's 3, because there's going to also be material sciences, right? So data science is going to be like computers, jump point data, hacking data, stuff like that. And then so that's going to be like mostly computer related and like information related, and you'll be trying to figure out what how to gain access to information and how to use information to your advantage, and you'll be able to sell information that you find out. That's going to loop in with data running, obviously. Then you're going to have biosciences, which is like your plants and your animals, where you're going to be taking, like, maybe you take the horns from this or the tongue from this, or maybe you take the root from this or the stem from this, the leaves from that, right? And then you're going to mix it up, and make something crazy. There's going to be drugs in the game, so obviously people are going to do that. I think a lot of people who own the Endeavor, that's the only reason they own it, because they're like, I'm going to have a lab. And then, of course, there's material sciences, and material sciences are going to be like figuring out how to make new components or new elements, or not elements. What do you call them? Compounds? Compounds? What do you call two things mixed together? I only say a compound. I think it's compound. Anyway, like make new materials to build things with, right? So, for instance, if I need, I'm not going to use actual science terms here because that's going to make me sound really, really dumb. So I'm going to say if I need like, a specific piece to make the wing of a ship, right? I would need the blueprint for that, right? I would need the blueprint for that ship, or I don't know if they're separated down to like wings, but like maybe you need a specific blueprint for the wing of that ship. Or maybe there's like 4 blueprints for every ship and you need all 4 to do the whole ship, but you only need one of them to do the wing. And then I would be, in my science lab trying to figure out which materials I need to make the correct material that's required for that particular ship, because some, like the 600i has this galax or glax plating for its armor, so I would need to figure out how to make that type of plating in order to restore that. So maybe I would sell that to a repair shop, and then they would fix it. Anyway, I'm going too deep on science, but I think you kind of get the gist of it. I already talked about the Polaris upgun and PDS. Let's see. The part I see in your videos that I don't see in a lot of others is the comparison to all the ships and ships in their class to give us an idea of what the numbers mean. Wait till you see my use case videos. Those are going to be even better with that. But yes, that's part of what I do. That's why I do that in part. That's why I rate the ships rather than just saying, well, if you're in the look, like if you're looking for a ship that does what this ship does, then buy it. Because I don't think that's a useful piece of information. I think you want an opinion coming from a person, right? You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like think it's the best opinion, but you could still say, at least I know where you stand, right? Especially as someone who's been following the game for what I think 8 years now. Somebody who's spent real money on it, who's made the financial decision, right? Somebody who's now reviewed almost every ship. Like, I'm not speaking from, zero experience here, right? So it's not that you should take my word as law or anything, but it's a educated rating is what I would call it. So, it's doesn't mean anything more than anybody else's rating, but it's just, hey, here's what I think. Am I interested in fleet gameplay? Yes, 100% interested in fleet gameplay. I have 21 ships. I don't have a choice but to be interested in fleet gameplay. I primarily plan on playing with friends, but I do have, I wouldn't say primarily. I'd say I'm 50-50. Playing with friends, playing with NPCs, because there's certain things your friends won't want to do that NPCs will be down for. Let's see what else we got. Do you have some military experience that you could share to build some strategy, or at least do some theory crafting in the future? I was in the military. I was in the military for 9 years. I was in the Army. Cool. I was in field artillery, and then I switched to computers. I did a little bit of MP work when I was deployed to Iraq. And then I went to Afghanistan, and I was already doing computer stuff when I was in Afghanistan, but Afghanistan was crazy. So Iraq, I have more, I would say, like combat experience. I wouldn't really call it that though. It's a long story, so that'll be a different stream. Whereas Afghanistan was a lot more dangerous, but I was in a safer position in Afghanistan because of my job. You get tired of kicking down doors and so on and so forth. But yeah, as far as strategy in the game, I wasn't an officer. I was a sergeant, so I wasn't like super lower enlisted, but I was pretty low ranking. So I know a little bit of strategy, but it's mostly with like it would be stuff that would help you out with FPS gameplay, not really like flying ships and stuff. But I do have an understanding of how the military functions, right? Like beans, bullets, and bandages, things like that. Because right before I got out of the military, I was able to get top secret compartmentalized security clearance, and then I was able to work at like a higher level. I wasn't doing anything special, like I wasn't watching the nuclear codes or anything, but I was in the room while like major decisions were being made by generals and stuff like that. And I got to see like how the sausage is made, so to speak. So I know some stuff, but I'm not certain I'll share all of that stuff with everyone, because maybe one day I'll start an org and I want all that to be stuff that we know. Let's keep going. We are 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes left in the stream, so make sure you get your questions in. I want to try to answer them all, because I do try to answer all of them. Welcome if you're just coming to the stream. I always ask, make sure you double stream, because if you double stream, you qualify for all the stuff that you get on Twitch, and Twitch gets the better prizes. Make sure you leave a comment 7 minutes in between, and do that on 7 videos, and then you qualify. Let's see. When building your fleet, what are the goals and parameters of having a fleet? How many ships is the minimum? Oh, that's a good question. I could do a whole video on that. I'll give you a short answer, though. There is no minimum. Well, one, I guess, would be the minimum. I guess you can't call it a fleet unless you have at least 2 ships, though, because you have to have at least 2. But you only need one. You only need one ship. You only need a starter pack in this game. Just remember that before you engage in the ship fleeting. Remember, all you need is a starter pack. You can earn the rest in game. I probably wouldn't get the cheapest ship in the game, but I mean, if you're only going to get one ship, spend less than $75 and then earn the rest in game. That's my advice. But to answer your question, I'm going to say your fleet depends on what gameplay you want. So if you want to do medical and you know that that's the only thing you want to do in the game, then just focus on getting medical ships. If you know that you have 3 different types of gameplay, maybe you want to do combat, maybe you want to do a little bit of salvage, and maybe you want to do a little bit of, I don't know, mining, right? So you're gonna probably need 3 separate ships for that, because there's no mining ship that's gonna be great at combat. There's no salvage ship that's gonna be great at combat, at least so far. And then, yeah, you're gonna need a separate. You're gonna need 3 separate ships in that category. But if you were interested in like cargo and combat, there's plenty of cargo ships that are great at combat. We were just talking about the Corsair. Now, you also have to determine, do you want primarily solo play or do you want group play? Because if you're building a fleet, the fleet you got to determine if, are you going to be using all your ships, or are other people going to be hopping in your ships and going with you? Or are these ships that you plan on using along with somebody else's ships? So those are all questions you have to ask and answer, and then those will tell you where to build your fleet. But there's no minimum. I would say keep it cheap, and earn most of what you want in game. And I say this again as somebody who spent 11 grand on the game. I say this as someone who has over 20 ships. Like, I'm giving you the advice that I should have followed. This is a very much so a do as I say, not as I do type of thing. Let's see. Yes, this is my new camera, Ryan McCurdy. I hope it looks better because I can see my gray. Look at this gray hair right here. Look at that. What is that? What is that? I'm getting old, folks. And you can see my. And you know what I noticed? Look at this. Look at this, folks. My background is staying. No more of that crazy stuff that was happening with my background every time I move my hands. uh 4 years in the Navy, 90 to 94. Go Atomic Wrath. Thank you for your service. Let's see. Question. Speaking of your thoughts on the new P8 rifle from the CitizenCon goodies bag. I have not used it, but I'm going to assume it's awesome just because P8s were supposed to be awesome anyway. I do wonder about insurance on those though, because I want to be able to put insurance on all my stuff so that I don't feel bad about using it. Even if it takes like 3 days to get it back or a month to get it back, I don't care. As long as I can get it back if somebody ganks me, you know. Yeah, let's see. Is 2 knocks considered a fleet? Of course it is. You said, would that be a Knox full? I would say it would be obnoxious. Yeah. Cutter. Let's see. Somebody said the cutter. Yes. So I waffle between the cutter and the Avenger Titan. The cutter is cheaper, but the Avenger Titan I think is slightly more useful. So it depends on how much money you want to spend. But if you mine now, you got to get a cargo ship. Let's see. Not really. If you get a mole, you can take those directly. Right? You can turn in, I think, right? You can turn that in. I don't know. I haven't used the mole or the prospector since this whole change, so let's see. Question. Do you know of any unannounced buffs? My Vanguard Warden's size 5 capacity seem to have jumped up. Attrition 5 with max weapons power is now 50 shots. I remember it being mid-30s. There is a major buff coming to a lot of ships that has been unannounced. The Warden, though, I think they announced something. I think. So go look at my rebalance video. I think it was either all the Vanguards or a few of them got buffs to either their power plants or something. And that might be why it's doing more damage, because if it got a larger power plant, I don't know if maybe that's the new engineering is going to be that the better your power plant, the more maybe you can do a little bit more damage with laser weapons or something. I don't know if that's the way it is. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like. But yes, there are some buffs coming. Even Urkel, if you go on Urkel's website, Urkel will just straight up say like, "Hey, there's a lot of stuff changing, so like, don't count on anything that we have up right now." A lot of stuff is changing right now. All right. Making sure I'm getting all the questions on Twitch, and then we're gonna end. If you don't have any more questions, we're gonna end close to on time this time. I always go over my time. Thanks everybody for double streaming, but I have some questions left. Let's see. What do we got? Do you work in development, project management to work with use cases at all? Oh, interesting that you ask. I have a project management certificate from UMass, so I actually am qualified to talk about use case. And it's interesting that you said that because I don't think people know what I do in my personal life. But if you've been paying attention, you will know. So there you have it. If you know what I do in my personal life, you probably know that I'm qualified for a lot of things. Let's see. What do you think of the current state of FPS gameplay? To be completely honest with you, I haven't played some significant FPS in about a month and a half because I have been trying to get these ships done, these ship reviews done. So I can't really answer that question. Let's see. Is it too forward to ask how much you've spent? Well, I think you got the answer to that question, drunken citizen. No, I'm very open. If you haven't noticed my streams by now, I'm very open. I don't mind sharing like certain personal details. I won't tell you everything about me, right? Like, I don't want people waiting outside my house. I got family, but I'm pretty open as far as like questions and stuff. So you can ask. Doesn't mean I'll always answer, but you can ask. I'm open to you asking pretty much anything. But yes, that's 11,000 last time I checked. We'll see if that stays the same. It should stay the same. I don't have a lot of stuff that I still need to buy in Star Citizen. I own every ship that I like, with the exception of maybe one or two, and I have enough credits to buy those. So we'll see. Let's see. Do you think you can reverse engineer to get blueprints? That would be very cool. It might take you a very long time, but that would be a very cool science thing to have the Endeavor do. And I do think you should require like a very high level science ship in order to do it, or a very high level science facility that you built or something, for your base or something like that. So yeah, I like that idea, being able to reverse engineer blueprints, but it should take a very long time because you don't want people to just be like, oh, I'm not going to go out, because blueprints are supposed to be something you have to go out and find. So you don't want people to just be like, I'm just going to go in the lab for 20 minutes rather than go out and find one, and then have those people that are going out to find it, it takes them like a year to find it, but then this other person can just go in 20 minutes and grab one. But you do want it to be enough time to where maybe it pushes people towards buying those ships a little bit, because it's like, if it takes you 2 months to find the blueprint versus 2 weeks to build it, that's a little bit more, that makes a little bit more sense. Let's see. Um, let's see. Mole and Prospector only carry mining bags, no cargo to transport refined ores. That's true. So, uh, yeah, I guess I was just talking about selling the unrefined ore, but yeah, you definitely, I guess, yeah, because you would have to take it to the refinery, and then when you get the refinery, you can't load that back on. So yeah, you're right. Yeah. Um, we all say that we have all the ships we need, and then they tempt us with new ones. That's true. Uh, what's a good CCU discount percentage? I've been able to get high 40% off, just wondering the ballpark. I think the general consensus is that 25% is the minimum you want to get off. 33% is good, like really good, and then 40 plus percent is like fantastic. So there you have it. There's an alternative, and I spoke about this before, where people sell credits and stuff in the gray market. Now, I don't tell anybody to go and buy things from the gray market, and I don't mean buying credits directly. I mean people will basically, you purchase ships from them, and then you get the value of those ships that they gave to you, right? So like, let's say they bought what's a ship I know the value of? The Vulture is 175, right? Maybe they spent the full 175 on their Vulture, but they're willing to give it to you for like $100. So then you buy the Vulture from them, and then they gift it to you, and then you melt it, and then you get the full 175. So you give them 100 cash, and then you get 175 of credits. Now, I haven't tried that, so you know, do what you will with that information. I'm just giving you the information. Be careful out there, though. I would always use PayPal or something like that, just because they have insurance and stuff like that. And if you're doing anything in the gray market, make sure it's from a trustworthy source. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you see if this person has done this before, things like that. So, but yeah, the gray market exists. I think that's oh, what are your top 5 favorite ships? Oh, that is a video question, Snakey, but I like that you asked it. That's gonna be a video question. I'm definitely gonna do a video of my top 5 ships though. But that's it for the questions, which means that is it for the stream. Thank you, everybody who showed up. I think we got 18 people watching, which is insane. So thank all of you. I appreciate you all for coming. Thank you doubly to the people who double streamed. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for spending your time with us. Peace.